So a news story has come out, and it shows what many people have kind of understood, maybe intuitively, or whether they just knew it for a fact, right? But it has come out that recent developments in the European Union have brought attention to the practice of EU institutions, particularly the European Commission, of funding non-governmental organisations, NGOs, right, to engage in lobbying activities that align with EU policy goals. Whilst this does not necessarily involve individual EU member state governments directly using NGOs to lobby themselves, it does point to a broader dynamic where the European Commission, an EU supranational body, has been funding NGOs to influence policy making, including within the EU's own institutions, right? So effectively, we have Ireland paid in 3.7 billion into the EU last year, right? And that's said to grow or increase up to around 4 billion over the next few years, next couple of years. So we pay money into the EU. Then this EU, European Commission, allocates funds to NGOs, apparently, right? To pay these NGOs and their protesters and their, what would you even call them, activists, right? Paid agitators and activists. They pay these people to go and lobby governments in European countries to promote, put pressure on them to promote an ideology, a worldview, a mentality that is in line, or that will keep people, different nation states, keep people in line with what the EU wants in order for them to continue the hegemony that they have, right? The power that they have over individual nation states. So you're paying billions for your own brainwashing, psychological programming, conditioning, whatever you want to call it. You are paying money to have these people come in here and get paid to pressure the government who are meant to serve you into pushing policies that are directly detrimental to your life and to your family's existence. That's what the EU is taking your money and using it for, to condition and to undermine and subvert the morality that you have and you share with your fellow countrymen and women. That's what's going on here. You're paying for your own mental colonization and enslavement. Now, the EU, the European Commission, have said that they had allocated certain funds for some environmental thing, right? And it seems like some of these funds happen to be mislaid into these NGOs, right? And the NGOs are the ones pushing all the climate emergency stuff, all of the DEI stuff, all of the abortion stuff, all that stuff is all these NGOs, right? So let's break open the books and let's find out where this money is going, right? People already knew this. This just makes sense, right? It makes sense. You know what you're looking at. And I seen a video the other day of someone was recording the Tesla protests, right? Again, same stuff. And at 12 o'clock on the button, these protesters just stopped and walked away. Just like they're going on break, right? Being paid by the hour, and they're taking their hour break or whatever, right? So that's the scenario here. It also said that, or it's also been found, that the money was not just given to NGOs, but it was given to some MEPs, members of the European Parliament, right? To sweeten up these people, buy them off. And these wretched creatures can actually give up the safety of people that they probably were neighbours with, went to school with. They will forego the safety of those people for some money and whatever other filth that people are blackmailed and bribed with, right? Or bought off with. What other you can imagine. The depravity of it, I would assume, is endless in its depth, right? And its disgustingness. But here we are. The cracks are opening. They've been shown. The pressure has been applied for a while across Western civilization. And the cracks are starting to open up now. And skeletons are going to be pouring out, right? Innocent and not so innocent. And it's just on us to pay attention to it. Write it down. Take a note of it in your phone. Date. What's the story? Who's involved? Who's getting it? And keep abreast of these things. Because what can happen is things move so quickly that you're paying attention to one little story, right? And then you're like, Jesus, that's the potential to be massive. And then other things happen. And then people's attention just kind of gets dragged away along onto these not so important stories. But it's on everyone that has the ability to pay attention, right? Or has the interest enough to pay attention to do so and to continue to carry these stories, because this is a massive story, right? This is a massive story. I guarantee you, if you went around and voted and asked for a vote for everyone, do you agree that your money should be spent on psychologically programming you into seeing the world in one particular way? No one's voting for that. Well, some people probably will do it willingly, right? But that's exceptions prove the rule, right?